I love you guys. Thank you so much for sending a slice of the Space Coast to me once a week over here in San Antonio, Texas.
A bird sings in a foggy field, the wind blows from the
So,
sea.
are you just going to ask me questions and I can answer it and then we'll go from there?
It's after 10 and a little pond reflecting the tree.
And you can edit out anything that makes me look stupid.
I'll think about your pretty smile and what it could mean.
Or if I say something really messed up that needs to be gone.
A lot of times I look at you and I feel green.
I don't call no girls in the middle of the night. You got the wrong number.
Declan, you like the Foo Fighters? No.
Some orangutan pups spend most of their youth in the boughs of the willy go-go tree. The boughs of the willy go-go.
I want whatever you're advertising.
All right. Sold. Win some orangutans.
We need 14 Ethereum.
And 2 55-pound bags of inorganic penguin meal. So I started hearing some chat.
Let's hear this chatter you're talking about.
No, from you guys about Dave been in the space photography and the space.
Yeah, I sorry, I'm
Did you hear-
preparing my pipe.
Did you hear the co-host over here? Hey, Dave, the space, the space and stuff. Fucking Mr. Spacely over here.
I was just preparing my astronaut helmet.
Yeah. Meet George Jetson.
All right. But earlier you was talking about in your youth, you was like in the space program, you like the full George Jetson suit and stuff before you got into the, in the rocket ranch, right?
Yeah.
I still have my George Jetson suit.
Cool.
Do you really? That's a great costume, man, for Halloween.
Yeah, like the white
It's
one.
the whole
Yeah.
thing, getting everybody doing being a Jetson.
He just got to put bunny ears on that one. Right? I know that picture.
Welcome to another edition of the Adjust the Mic podcast. We are recording episode 170. Colleen was with us last night for episode 169.
Yep, that was
Could
cool.
not make it this evening with us on this Tuesday night. July, 18th? Is it the 18th?
Yes. Yep.
Correct.
Do have Tenacious T, Tedward Kilogram with us.
Greetings.
And we have a guest, T, who's with us tonight?
This is Dave Brinko.
Dave
Hello.
Yes.
Brinko.
Yeah.
You giving us one of those? You giving us your...
Yeah, where's my strip club DJ?
Brinko!
There it is. Welcome, Dave, man.
Thank you.
We've met a few times. I think we had a good conversation at the Eco Fest, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
We got to sit around and talk a little bit, and you were about to go into to a show or something.
Yeah, I went to Bill Burr later that night.
Bill Burr. That's
Yeah.
right. We were talking comedy, weren't we?
It was incredible.
Dude, I haven't seen Bill Burr live, but man, his muffin joke, the muffin joke, it just kills me. In the dog when he got the pit bull.
Yeah.
When he talks about, then I love the dog now, the changeover. His stories are just untouchable.
He successfully packed out the entire Amalie Arena. I was impressed. Wow. And they made us lock up all our phones in these weird little like bags that were like similar to something like, the security tags when you're retail
When we went to
shopping
see Dave
on
Chappelle,
clothes.
we had to give our cell phones, drop them off in a little bag, and then when you left, you would get your thing back.
Well, they let us keep our phones with us the whole time.
Oh, okay.
They're just in these securely locked bags that you could not access.
And then you give the bag back. Maybe that's
Yeah.
how it worked for us too.
yeah,
Maybe.
you gave the bag back. On
I think
your way out.
that is probably right.
But I was like, are they recording a special or something like that? I didn't understand why until he started his show. I was like, oh, this guy didn't want to get canceled.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to have the freedom to make all the jokes he wanted.
Yep.
And not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And nobody can call him out for it as
Yep.
long as nobody caught him on camera. So
I mean, the stuff that he says is so great. Like it's all like just all of them. It's all so good, but it's very edgy to where like he's talking about that when you can include your audience, male or female, when you're making fun of them, you know, and walk that thin line, you're special, and he can do that.
yeah, he has a very, very special gift.
Yeah,
for that.
Oh yeah, man. I love it. It's good to have you on.
Yes.
Where'd
be
you come
here.
from? You came all the way from Winter
Park.
Winter Park.
Yeah.
How do you know T? Like, when did you guys first meet? Like, give us a little origin.
Years ago, when I was working for the Space Center,
Uh-huh.
I was friends with one of my coworkers, Nancy, who is longtime good friends of T.
Okay.
And I just got introduced to him through that.
Yeah.
And then after I stopped working there,
Was it instant love between you two? Was it like an instant
yeah.
connection?
yeah, hearts in there and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so after I stopped working there, T had reached out to me, and we started talking about, you know, working on different projects and stuff
Yeah.
like that together. And
Mhm.
you know, we've just been tight friends ever since.
It's been like since like 20 years or 10 years, 5 years.
Since 2007, 8.
Okay.
2008, really.
That's
I
a
think.
good time.
Yeah.
Okay. We're about 2 years in now, T and I, but we have a history that goes back through like, you know, his family and my family, where they knew each other years ago.
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
so, and then when we start talking, like my dad's friends, his friends, you know, his family's friends, when we start going, okay, what's going on, man? You know, and then when we start riffing off of each other, it's like, okay, we're doing stuff together. We're doing all kinds
Yeah,
of things here.
I can see. I see the connect
Yeah, oh yeah, it's great.
rooted in history.
It's kind of a special thing that's kind of brewing, and I love it. So I love having T on the show. He's been recording with us now the past 5-6 episodes or so, and has been on a few other times. And he brought Dave Post on from California for a surf episode. That was the first time I got
Awesome.
I reconnected with T through Frank over at Ears.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah, Dave knows Frank.
Yep, and Dave knows Frank. Frank is awesome.
Frank's
you know?
a cool cat.
Frank got on the show through Colleen, our co-host, and she used to manage at the Playland Brewery. So you know, they knew each other, and they've known each other for a long time. And she's like, "We got to get him on the podcast." He went and got the Gator in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
You know, and got to throw the first pitch out at the Cubs game, and he's famous. Everybody loves him there. Like he's a rock star up there, you know. And it's so cool that he just like called it in, right? Didn't he just like they had people trying to catch his gator, and here comes Frank, just with a couple gator calls. Here comes Chance, just right over to him. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Let's get you out of this water.
He hopped in and grabbed it.
Yeah. And it was done,
Yeah.
and now he's famous for it, and which is so awesome that experience all happened, because it
That's,
just catapulted other opportunities and ways to help him.
That's pretty
And,
hardcore.
everybody. It's amazing. So it's so awesome how a little tiny podcast, slowly connects all these little dots, you know, and these networking, you know, connections that lead to other, you know, fulfilling life connections. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, even in my my own thing, it's like now with my business, I'm now working with two brothers that I've been friends with since we were like, 13, 14 years old. And I've been close friends. My family and their family have been close friends all these years.
Yeah.
And, we kind of had, gone different directions in life for a while. And I was just, doing my own thing. And then now recently, paths have, come back together, and now we're all working together to build the photography company to where I've always kind of visioned it to go.
So good setup. Thank you for that. You're a photographer.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about it. Like, what got you? What's your love? What got you into it?
Well, since I was probably like 12 or so. Just one day, I randomly got a camera in the mail from my grandfather, which I still have. I call it Brinko 1.
Okay, I like that.
It is my first real camera is a Canon AE1, manual single lens reflex camera, and I just started taking pictures and started taking photo classes and really like just diving into the craft. And
how old were you?
Like 12.
Okay.
And then I just kept pursuing it.
Oh.
And by 17, I accepted my first paid job.
Wow.
So
It's fantastic.
And I've just never thought about doing anything else.
There it is.
And I've just always pursued it and, stuck to it.
Was there like a whole, getting your parents to take you up to the get your film developed? Did you get to go? Was there a Walgreens situation? Were you doing the hour
Or the little kiosk?
Well,
yeah.
I actually worked in a lot of photo labs starting out.
There you go. Smart.
Several of them, and except Eckert's.
I remember Eckert's. I remember them.
Yeah, hated them.
People would rage if they didn't get their picture. When they'd come in, my pictures aren't ready yet. I got paid for the hour.
Man. I've been through so many of those conversations.
Man, that was brutal.
And then and then it was quickly I started working with like camera shops like that are a little more like centered to the industry.
Yep.
And so we had like more like professionals and like hobbyists and enthusiasts coming in for film developing, but they expect a higher standard, which was
you met a new friend, didn't you?
Yeah.
Butters is keeping our guests a little bit here at T.
But
I told you throw the
Butters
ball
don't
once.
stop.
No, he's I'll be sleeping in bed, and if I don't hide like anything that he likes you to throw, like a ball or anything, if you don't hide it, you're going to be sleeping and it'll just land on you, and then he'll pick it up and drop it next to you again until it wakes you up. and then you'll throw it. Like I'm part to blame because I enjoy it at night just laying there and throwing it and watching him go get it.
Yep.
And so I've created the monster that is. But my apologies, sir.
Oh no apologies needed. I see a fantastic.
See, Jelly
photo.
just sits over there. Blue will come over and be jealous sometimes, but after Benny, he just likes to chill and watch.
So, but what I was saying is, so I started working in like camera shops and stuff like that, in the labs and in sales, and and by proxy, I would start getting jobs through that.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of was the launch of my photography career. And I would also have to say, the more effective and useful part of my education as well.
Wow. And you're on your own now though. Like you do things like with with a group. But you started off working like in these photo labs Maybe
and
getting
then
some
freelancing
small
on the
jobs.
side, yeah.
And is that like family pictures, weddings,
No.
those type of things? Or?
I refuse to do those.
my uncle lived up in Jersey, New York. He was up in the city, New York City, for a while, and he was a wedding photographer. So
Yeah.
he did my wedding with my ex-wife. You know, he came down and did the whole setup. And then my uncle Ron, he was like a freelance, like he just loved photography, and he's a techie, you know.
Yeah.
So I had two battling uncles taking photos at my wedding because we didn't want to hurt either of their feelings and they both wanted to do it, and I loved both of them and wanted them to do it. So it was this whole thing.
Oh, what else you got to do?
Oh, it was fantastic.
That's awesome. You got
Dude.
probably a lot of great pictures. Very
Yeah.
dynamic.
It's amazing.
Album.
It's really amazing. It's a hilarious story. And photography, I mean, there's so many different realms and aspects and things that you can get into. What piqued your interest the most?
It was always the first and foremost, it was the manipulation of light.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's always been a fascination of mine. I even remember when I was a kid, before I even really got into photography, I was supposed to be in my room, sitting at my desk doing homework.
Yeah.
And instead I'm like procrastinating,
Yep.
doing anything but homework.
Yep. Exactly.
And I remember like playing with like acrylic sticks, pieces of plastic, and I would just set them up on my desk with like clothespins and play with like take a little pin flashlight and like try to like play with fiber optics,
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's deep though, man.
I had no
Yeah.
idea what I was doing. I was just I was like, this seems cool.
Yeah, just messing around, man.
Yeah. And that was kind of the start of it. Later in life, I think I kind of realized that I was just always supposed to do it, photography, because I saw baby pictures of myself laying on the floor, and I was holding my granddad's camera that I now have. This is my first camera.
Wow.
Playing with it on the floor and stuff like that. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, okay, that's kind
Yeah.
of profound.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah. My first, was Polaroids. Like, did you guys take a lot of pictures
Yes,
as a family when you were young?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pop's always had a camera, and we all had all kind of cameras. I had the Super 8s and
Oh, heck yeah.
all that.
Heck yeah. You've always taken photographs and,
Yes,
cataloged a lot of things like that.
yes.
That's awesome.
I also had to get this sound.
Oh, wow. Is that the number one? Is that the first one?
It's a LAN camera,
Okay.
SX70 LAN
Okay.
camera.
Hold on.
I don't know if it's the first Polaroid. I don't think so, but
Is this the one that your grandfather?
no.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't bring that guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
That's
I was
more
like,
of a
oh my
35.
God.
Oh no, I mean,
Yeah.
I still take it out and shoot with it sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. A land camera. I remember something like this as a kid, but not this nice. Like a smaller plastic version of this. And then there was the old school, the Polaroid that everybody knows that had the little flip up, and everything.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those
These
too.
are-
600s.
Yeah. Want to see it, T?
I've seen it already.
Dude, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a new old.
That's amazing, dude. I'll get a picture of it and everything too before we go, and I'll post it online.
Oh yeah,
for
we'll
everybody
take a
to-
picture with it.
Yeah.
I brought plenty of film.
Did you really?
Dude,
Dude, Dave walks right in, T, with you, and he's already he's got the camera out. He's already getting pictures. He's getting shots of you over here. He's getting shots all over the place. And it's that infrared. Tell us about that camera that you brought that you were playing with.
I've been waiting on this camera a long time because I ordered the camera, well, I guess the first part of the process was deciding that I was going to do it. And, years ago, I first learned about the possibility to take a digital camera and get it converted to an infrared or full spectrum, which is what this one is. And basically what it is, you send it into a place that does it. In my case, I sent it to Spencer's Camera in Utah.
Okay.
And they, in a lab, do this whole procedure where they remove all the filters from the sensor.
Wow.
And then you just get a bunch of like optical filters to create different looks, and just filters out different spectrums of light. I opted for the infrared kit of filters, because that's really what I was interested in. A lot of people use these cameras for astrophotography.
Okay.
Because they can see all different spectrums of light that are in space, and you can pick up a lot more as far as like stars and stuff like that.
There you go.
Planets and things like that. You can see a lot just deeper into the sky with these cameras.
Wow.
One of my really close friends is really into astrophotography. He's the one that told me about this place, Spencer's Camera. He's like, yeah, this is where you want to go if you want to get an infrared camera.
Wow.
I was like, so I did a lot of reading on their website, and several phone calls later, harassing these guys, talking to them, talking their ears off. Yeah,
man, this Dave Brinko guy in Florida, man.
I get the gist though that they're really used to that though.
Yeah,
they're very
I feel like you
easy
have
to talk to.
You have to be. There's so like if the layman person picks up a digital camera, even a $200 or $300 Canon DLP type of camera or EOS, whatever they are, there's so many different functions and settings and things on it that you're just like I don't know what to do. There's little photographs that you spin and that looks like it's good for portraits.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying. And to get it to that next level, it's all those classes that you took and all of that. And I'm sure. I mean, just the cost of the equipment, it's got to be insane.
Yeah,
I mean, it really does.
My investment into my company is several $100,000 of equipment.
Oh man, it's got to be.
But I'm not just, I don't do just photography. That's my primary, mother company, and then is like commercial.
What's the name of the company?
Photography. Eclectic View Photographic.
Okay. I want to get a link. We can throw it up on the episode.
Oh yeah,
link for you and all that stuff too.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then under that, I have EVP Rentals, which is my rental company. So that's why I'm able to justify the inventory of equipment I carry. Okay, is because I rent it out. So
gotcha. Okay. So a lot of these, a lot of this equipment that you use, who would you rent it out to? Who is some of your big clientele? Is it people that are doing photo shoots for a session and they don't want to haul all their stuff, so they just would cut? Okay, we're going to be in this area.
Big photographers that are coming in from out of town, New York, LA, or wherever, Chicago.
Yeah.
That shoot all kinds of stuff, advertising, music, like mainstream music stuff, anything you can imagine. Fashion, whatever. And
that's insanely smart though.
Yeah, so it enables me to have all the gear I've ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
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 And
it's fun buying new things and toys and playing with it and learning how it works, man. And then you just go,
yeah, and then I just
I'm going to rent it out. So I can keep it because I want to play with it more.
Go out, lights, make me some money.
Exactly, dude. It's always been an idea of mine with the podcasting thing is like the only thing that's ever stopped me really from really pushing forward. Maybe, I don't know. It's so easy to do a podcast. Like if you're passionate about something or if you just want to have fun, it's not too hard. Like for a very little bit of money, you could pretty much set up and do a podcast.
Yeah.
And they make it easy now with the kits and the whole thing. But at one point, I always wanted to like almost have a podcast studio that had one room like that was set up like a green room where everybody could kind of hang out, and if you had multiple people that you're going to record for a networking kind of thing, but maybe have like a video thing in there too, to where you can catch some funny shit but then you could rent out these like have multiple podcast booths. set up, or multiple rooms set up. Some set up for music and talk, some that are just small one-on-one talks, some that have Skypes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where people could rent those spaces out to come up and do their podcast, and then have equipment for sale, and have like a whole store aspect of it. But then, you're always having new, interesting people that are like doing
That's
things
really
come
smart
together.
business model.
But I just always get nervous about that. 'Cause I
How
feel
much?
like-
How much money?
I don't think it'd be much money to set up. I just feel like you can go on Amazon and buy all that stuff yourself.
How much
or
money?
Sweetwater, Who's got the Grinch over here?
How much money?
Yeah, how much money?
I love that.
What are we
that
talking
voice
about
thing, man. Yeah. But it's so it's smart, man. You get to kind of play, and you're doing something that you love. You're doing the exact thing that everybody tells their kids and people that to do. If you find something that you love, find a way to make money doing it.
Yeah, what I figured out is like if I really want to do this at the level I want to do it, to the way to make it work is, do everything,
Yeah.
So, in addition to the rental company, I also have another division that just does like retail photography for youth sports because it's a
okay.
cash cow.
Yeah.
Now,
Every weekend there's soccer tournaments everywhere. You just want to make sure you get that kid kicking the perfect ball.
oh, it's
Boom,
not
here
even
you
that.
go.
It's not even that. It's just like the portraits and team pictures,
Oh,
selling
yeah.
packages to the parents, and
Wow.
it's
Okay.
pretty good,
Okay.
stable money.
Okay. In years past, when I had to get school pictures,
Mm-hmm.
you had that one company or whatever, and you get the little pamphlet, you bring it, and you check the boxes and everything.
Oh yeah, I know.
And that whole deal, right? So now, in the last couple of years, I don't know if COVID made this happen more, but now I get an email from my contact, and it's the school photographer saying, "Hey, your son Silas has pictures going to be on this day. What package would you like?" And you just click the link, you go on their website, and you just pick what you want, pay for it right there. And then picture day happens. The kid doesn't have to lose his slip, lose the money, not turn it in, forget it, have to get it to the photographer later. It's just all done on the website. And then I get in the mail my pictures like a week later, 2 weeks later, or whatever.
There's a few services that started making this industry way more palatable for guys like me.
Okay.
Because I've, as a default, it's one of the things I've worked for several companies doing it, like, coming up in the photography industry. And I owned a couple companies with a few different partners doing it. And when it came to owning the companies doing that, dedicated to that back in the day before it was improved to what it is now, the same thing would come up. I'm like, I would get frustrated and I'd just be like, F this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
yeah.
Because I would have to, back in the day, I'd have to like cut and and stamp all the magnets, press all the buttons, hammer all the plaques together.
Little button press, man. I remember those in school.
I
man.
had a button press.
Yeah.
It was just like
Work.
Oh yeah, man.
And it was
Production line. It was a
miserable.
production line,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. I printed T-shirts for a long time, and it's a production line, man.
Yeah.
The artwork part was cool, doing the color separations, learning how to get in either CorelDRAW or Illustrator or Photoshop. And I took a Photoshop class and a website building class, and I got into that. I never really fully jumped in, but I'm adequate with that stuff. And it was so I could see how someone can just get all in and learn it's a lifetime of learning.
Oh, I still don't know everything about Photoshop.
Yeah.
But editing is not my favorite.
Yeah.
I've spent all day doing it today, but
yeah. But it's part of the job, and you got to take that part with it too, right? So what's going on, T?
I was just thinking back to was thinking about dog sleds, but I was also thinking about one time, Dave and we used to go like random like woods and stuff and hike in places.
Swamp stomps.
Yeah, all of it. And
Yep.
he was getting some pictures. I think it was like a bluff oak or something.
Yeah.
And we had to like tiptoe while he took pictures with a big ass bear sleeping like real close.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, we had
was-
to run from that bear too.
Yeah. It was
Jeez.
it was
The
like
bear chased you?
Yeah,
Because bears are fast.
it was a big like
big black bear.
big-
You guys
Yeah.
are faster.
no, it didn't
we
want
were
us like that. Yeah. It kind of knew us, you know, and
Like-
it just wanted us to get a little further, you know.
Is that the scariest encounter you've had as far as an animal in the woods?
No.
What's scarier?
Well, before I lived in the house that I am in now, I lived in DeBerry for 8 years.
Okay.
It was a residential neighborhood ish,
Mhm.
but it was a little more rural than
Okay.
most. And so I had like a little small patch of woods kind of like right behind my house, and you know, the lot next to me was all wooded and uncleared. And so I had this probably 500-pound black bear that just took up residence basically in my backyard.
Okay.
And there were several times where I'm like trying to leave for a shoot at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I come walking out my door, and I named him Bernard. And there's Bernard like
Big.
20 feet from me in my trash can.
Bernard, a bear.
Yes.
So you've had multiple bear encounters.
Yeah.
And you had
quite a
one
few.
that had a name because you were with him all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I eventually got used to him. I was a little worried. I was real cautious about my daughter being outside.
Yeah.
You know, because of him. But thankfully, no incidents ever came up.
He didn't really care.
No, he was
just, hey,
he
what's
was
up, dog?
ridiculously chill.
What's up, human?
In fact, like one night I was
What's over here
sitting
doing bear shit?
sitting on my back porch, screening the back porch and just having a smoke, and my motion light comes on. I was like, "What's that?" And I hear Bernard walking down the side of my house, and he just casually strolls through my backyard, and this time he's like 10 feet from me.
Hey, boo boo.
And he just kinda like-
let's see if Dave has a picnic basket.
I'm sitting there like this.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like casually walks by my screen porch and just glances over at me and then keeps on going about his business.
The Ranger's never gonna allow it. Man, T, scary. I mean, I know you've had some encounters, man.
Yeah.
If you had a gator pop up on you or anything crazy.
I had some gator stuff, but I think my worst was a bear.
Okay. Bear's got to be the worst, right? Like, there's not many things that are going to be more terrifying in your death than a bear killing you, right?
Yeah, it's gnarly. Yeah.
I feel like I could hold my own against a gator.
I feel like you have a chance against a gator, right?
I'd really give my all against a bear, but I'm pretty confident I know how the outcome
Well,
will
see,
be.
I've seen Without a Paddle, the movie, and you get in the fetal position and you're fine, and then they'll take you to its den and try to be your mother.
A black bear?
Any bear.
I don't know
You get
about
in the
that.
I don't know about that. Seth Green, remember him?
Yes,
when he gets
yes.
in the fetal.
yeah, yeah.
I love that movie, man. Get in the fetal position. Abort the fetal position. It's not working.
I did have one black bear encounter where I was out hiking in the woods by myself. I think it was like Blue Springs hiking trails, and I was way out there, and I was on my way back. I'm just walking, and then probably like 30, 40 feet in front of me, there's, pretty sizable black bear comes running across the trail. I just paused, and then he's running across the trail, and he sees me, and he runs to a nearby tree, and he's just like stands up behind the tree, and he's like peeking around the tree, and he's kept grunting at me.
Jeez.
And I'm like, so I kind of stepped back on the other side of the trail, and I just kind of put some more trees in between us, and we were kind of at a standoff for a minute. I was just like, all right,
what are we gonna do?
So I just stepped out onto the trail, and I just started walking towards him. I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. And at that point, he just like,
you can't go away.
And he ran off.
Because if you walked away, he'd chase you. He'd go, this is my opportunity. So you have to stand your ground.
Yeah. So
or get in the fetal position.
Yeah, or the fetal position.
Let's back up.
If it's a standoff, but if you see each other cruising through the woods, you can kind of do like you're going to work, I'm going to work. That kind of.
I would think so.
Yeah.
That's what I would feel like I would try to do.
Yeah.
We had one bear encounter. Me and Aaron, we were up in Georgia, in Helen, Georgia, and we went a little bit north into some of the mountains up there, and Blue Ridge Mountains, and we were hiking down this along this creek because we were fishing for trout, and as we were walking, a black bear ran across the road, kind of went down. It was within 10 feet of us, and it was a small one, so we thought there would be a bigger one too, but it just kind of scattered off, and there were some people fishing, so we were going, hey, there's a bear coming toward you. And they're looking around, and they could hear the rustling of the leaves, but they couldn't see the bear just from the angle. So it just kind of just took off.
Yeah,
and we didn't see it again. But that's the only bear encounter. Now I've had a human encounter once in the woods. My mom went and we lived up in Louisville, Kentucky. And where the neighborhood was, we were close to, it was called Miners Lane, and Fairdale was the area of Kentucky. The Louisville Motor Speedway was, you could cut through the woods behind our house and go a distance, and there's a Louisville Motor Speedway there.
Did you say miners?
Miners Lane.
Like Merman?
Yeah. I went to Miners Lane Elementary School.
Okay.
And that's all been leveled now, and it's all UPS land now. They bought it all up after a while. But my mom went to go see Billy Ray Cyrus.
Cool.
There once, and we would go. You could walk through the woods down this trail, and there was part of it had like a little bit of a gravel, because whoever owned this land, you had to cross this big deep creek that we'd always get crawdads in and like run around and play in as kids. But there was a story that the older kids told us in the neighborhood, that there was a guy named Hobo Willie that lived in the woods.
Hobo Willie.
And Hobo Willie, and there was these field fences, all down behind across the street from me, behind their houses down the neighborhood. There was like a concrete creek, that would run through like a drainage ditch. And then when you went to the other side, it was, a fence, and that was private property. There's big warning signs, like we'll shoot and all this kind of stuff. And Hobo Willie had a red shirt. He was running from the cops. He broke out of jail, had a red shirt full of blood. Helicopters were all around one night. It was a whole thing. And I guess it really did happen where the helicopters were searching for a fugitive out there at one point. But it's not Hobo Willie. They just doctored it up. We all we thought this was really happening. Like, this is real. There's Hobo Willies in the woods. We would not go across that fence. Never.
It's probably good because Dave and I found some weird shit in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually, so here's what happened. We were getting on our bikes, and we were going to go to the McDonald's and cut through. And this was like, we were a little older. This was like 4 or 5 years after we've, now we're telling younger kids about Hobo Willie. Okay. We're the ones.
Sounds like it needs to be a song or
like Hobo. Yeah, right.
They play the spoons.
Amos Moses.
My brother knows all about Hobo Willie. My sister, they all know. My mom, all of them. So we're riding. Me and my friend Nick, we're riding our bikes, and we go across the creek, and then there's this big dirt path that's kind of like rocky, and we're sitting there riding our bikes down it, and it's in the afternoon. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock, and she was gone. Mom was gone, so we could do whatever we want. We were probably weren't supposed to even be out of the house, if I'm being honest. She did not let us out when she went home, but we were out riding our bikes, and we thought we were going to go to the McDonald's with the money we had, and then go and watch the concert from out there. Okay, that was the idea. As we're riding out there and riding, through the woods, so it's like the yellow brick road, right through the woods. A man in like I don't remember what color shirt. My brain wants to say it's red or something. Chased us, ran out and chased us. Like we were riding our bike so fast, and he was gaining on us at one time. Then he gave up. And I remember to this day of turning around and seeing him just standing in the middle of the road. It was terrifying. So we get to McDonald's and we're like, what are we going to do? So we start trying to map up our way to get home. This is like what, late 80s, 89, 90, ish times.
When child murdering was cool.
Yeah, right. No cell phones. There's no beep. There's nothing. You're on your own, kid. So we're like freaking out to get back to the way we would have had to go if we would have stayed on the main road and gone all the way back to the house was astronomical in our brains. Right? We're like, there's no way we'd ever get home. Like
You had to run the gauntlet.
So we fucking charged it, and we just full speed. When we turned around, that guy came at us again, and we were fast enough this time to where I think he just didn't give us the energy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that was our Hobo Willie, and it was the most terrifying thing ever in all of history. Yeah, we thought we were dying. We thought we were going to die.
I had some of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's insane, man. To think of another human chasing you aggressively in the woods. I mean, what's scarier than that?
That you should have wrote a horror film.
Right? and that's it. Never, that's all it ever was. I mean, we never heard of the guy or anything. We just never went that way again. Ever.
Hobo Willie.
You want to take a break?
All right. Hobo Willie.
Subtle differences between truth and religion. Shit has gone on too long. Why can't we all say fuck all that bullshit?
And we're back with the octopi. Dave Brinko, Dumpster Dave.
Oh, I got my head on straight. Got my booty body ready for the flush funk.
Booty body. T, what's going on over here, man? That was some good gong work over there, man. That was a big upgrade.
Yeah.
That was a George Clinton line.
That was, was it really? Yeah. I'm like, what is happening? Awesome. So we are back. That was a good break. We learned a lot of new things that we got to talk about.
Clinton.
Who?
Clinton.
Who's that? President Clinton?
Yep.
You know the president?
President of Funk.
Oh.
Yeah.
George Clinton, huh?
I had the fortunate opportunity to work with him a couple of years ago, 2021, at his house in Tallahassee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a photography session where you're like setting up to get some photos of the man?
One of my clients and buddies was shooting officially for New York Times. And he hired me on to do camera for. We also shot this whole interview.
Oh, okay.
For this New York Times interview about him being an artist and stuff, and like all his paintings. He paints like all these crazy birdhouses.
Oh wow!
And he has like
you got to see all these birdhouses. Like you're like checking them all out.
Yeah, he has them all like in a little birdhouse garden.
Did he like sell them to Mike Tyson? Because Mike Tyson used to have birds, pigeons up on the roof. There's got to be a connection, man. I bet. I
hope so.
I hope so. Me too.
But
we just made it so.
Yeah, I mean, if not now or if not before, definitely now.
Yes, that's an awesome experience.
Yeah, it was really it was special.
Yeah, man.
And he signed my Funkadelic shirt, Silver Sharpie. So that had to be retired. So he gave me another shirt of a Maggot Brain shirt.
Wow.
Personally. And it's one of my favorite t-shirts. Every time I wear it out, you know, somebody says something about it. I was like, George Clinton gave me this.
Dude, that is that's rad, man. Super rad.
And I got some really cool pictures of them.
Did you?
Yeah, they're on my website.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
What's the website again?
The shortcut to it is evp.photo.
evp.photo.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But the
We'll link it all up.
the full site is eclecticviewphotographic.com. You know,
Okay.
but that's too long to put on business
Dude,
cards and everything else.
And on the break, by the way, let's just get this out of the way. You were taking some pictures of these little clay figures that I have up here.
Yes.
We're got to share them eventually. Our boy Corey, everybody knows Corey Scott. He made those things, and we've been kind of hiding them in the in that little thing in there, just because like we had this idea of like one day we're gonna be able to like make this animated, make this series, or do this with this. And those pictures that you just took with that camera, phenomenal. It's amazing that you just took all that on a bar and just changed it and made it that.
It's really cool.
I can transfer them to my phone right now.
It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to share those. That's so cool.
So, back to George.
Yeah.
So, he gave us his whole tour, you know, first around his like art studio, and, you know, we shot the interview out by his pool, and, you know, and I got to shoot all kinds of pictures of him too. So,
wow.
He was just really cool. Very
That's awesome.
You know, very embracing and hospitable.
Okay. In your field, I mean, there's got to be a lot of run-ins like that, and you can't get too fanny. You got to be professional, right? You got to come in and like, or can you? I fucking love you, George. You're the best thing ever.
No.
Let me get a selfie with you.
I was really stoked to get to work with him, but you know, I never get all worked up around.
Yeah.
You know, famous people.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to get to work with, you know, great recognized artists.
Yeah. Especially good people.
Yeah.
And people that are good souls.
You know, gave us a whole tour around his house too. He has this beautiful pipe organ in the corner of the living room.
I saw that.
And
wow.
And he has all these little metal sculptures of like little like UFOs, you know, motherships.
UFOs?
Yeah, like mothership sculptures. And they all like they're really
like
amazing.
This is probably known information that he's like does these like if you're in a UFO fan and you're in the UFO world, you're thinking like, you know, George Clinton's got these UFO statues and you want one, right?
Oh yeah, it's, you know, mothership connection.
Dude, and there's a new video I saw out of this guy on a plane, and a UFO ran past and it was like this little. It looked like a flight of the Navigator ship, but a little bit more pointier edges on the wingtips. And I think it's a new one that they're trying to say is evidence. Who knows? I hope. I really, really hope that we're not the only ones.
Oh, there's something.
I mean, space. You were talking earlier, even with the camera that you have, that it's a highly sought after in the space community for shooting pictures into the stars.
Well,
with different spectrums of light. With the
Yeah, it's used a lot in astrophotography.
Okay. And you've had to do a little bit of this with the Space Center a little bit, or
No. Okay. I shot launches. I shot
Okay.
headshots and ad shots, and I shot publications work for Boeing Frontiers and
awesome.
Various. I'd do video productions of some live speaking events, things like that.
Okay.
And a lot of technical stuff too.
I got you.
Like a lot of technical stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Flight hardware, things like that.
Okay. Gotcha. So like attaching cameras and things like that, or?
Oh, no. Like photographing the flight hardware itself.
Oh, gotcha. I got you.
Space station.
Making sure. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
Worked on a lot of space station stuff.
Wow.
I worked on Hubble when they brought Hubble back, which was
Oh, wow.
a great privilege. Really one of my favorites.
It's pretty unique being in a town like Titusville, Mims, Central Florida, because we do have all this, and it's been going on for so long. And we all know somebody that either works at the Space Center that is this or
Pops.
that. Who?
My pops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do out there?
He worked for Bendix forever.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. So many people, the space industry affects, like Galaxy Metals, friends of ours, they make the coins that you sell for all the shuttle launches and, all the little gifts and all. It's just kind of cool, like the uniqueness of being able to photograph. I feel like a lot of these launches live, like they're hugely popular. Like so many people come, from everywhere to photograph, this experience.
And to get the experience to get to inside access, media access that I got to go to was just,
it's amazing.
Incredible experience and,
one
of my favorite times.
One of our co-hosts that used to record with us for quite a while and good friend, Chris Chamberlain, he works out there and he does video production for them, and he works on their TV show and everything for their launches and all that stuff and the production of it and everything. And he loves to take photographs and all that as well, and tells me about all the experiences. We got, Frank Ropp gets all these experiences, when movies are being shot out there, of helping with the wildlife part of it. And keeping the wildlife, and he's got all these cool stories. We got to get Frank on with us all sometime too to get into some of those stories, man.
Soon.
Yeah. Have you met Frank a lot, right?
Yeah.
I love Frank, man. The Oh My Garage stuff, it's the best. We got him on. He was on Tom and Dan. He got to do the Weird Show Wednesdays for their podcast and everything too. It was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. What else we got, T?
The AI photography deal.
Yeah, break that down for us.
Well, right now, I mean, it's really helping at its current stage. I don't know what,
So like I got ChatGPT up right behind T, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ChatGPT is causing a lot of chaos right now, especially with the actors, and with the writers mainly.
Yeah.
And now we know the actors, there's strikes going on. Things have changed. The way media is being done. It's got to be different, maybe even for you. How's it affecting you? I mean, it's got to be, right?
I mean, not yet.
Okay.
I think first it's going to mostly end up affecting the stock photography industry. But currently, people are still wanting, real photographers to take real pictures.
Sure.
Especially of their specific items that they're trying to promote per se,
Exactly.
Or, very brand specific marketing.
So what can AI take away from the photography business if you look into like a 10-year future? Like I guess you can upload photos to it, or you can say, "Hey, make me a photo of this," and it can just AI generate it. But it's still digital,
Right.
Animated type of, rendering stuff. That's not a real photograph that you're taking of a real life situation.
I think there's still going to be a lot of people that still want to work with people.
You hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
I do.
So-
I hope so. It's squeezing my
You
job
know.
all over, my job too. So
Yeah. It's really kind of ruining art,
yeah,
I feel.
I feel like it's ruining the human aspect of being able to interpret and quickly make decisions on market conditions and all kinds of things, because you have like a computer or a website trying to tell you, like some service trying to tell you this is what the pricing should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like more of a, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like a natural flowing marketplace. They're trying to do it all to where it's all, it's kind of messed up. And it takes people's jobs that when you do something really good for a long time, a computer algorithm is going to tell you that you don't know what you're doing anymore. and
Exactly.
It's a battle.
Like, it's technology is supposed to help us, work for us, not us for it.
But what it does do is it creates different like these high tech jobs that are creating these algorithms and collecting this data and crunching it and figuring out ways to use it. Those are a bunch of new opportunities. I feel like with technology, though, what happens is technology so fast. It seems like the education of that technology, unless you're in the right Discord group or you're in the right, avenue, a channel of people on the internet, to where you guys can, ask each other questions, just like people that make this digital currencies and the blockchain stuff, and they're building all these ecosystems. It's going so fast that people see what it's going to be for, and they see a potential in it, but it takes a long time to get to that route, and it's going to hurt a lot of businesses along the way, because it's going to disrupt. And hey, disruption is part of the way things are, I guess, or the current way things are going to be, or whatever. But it's a minefield, It's a minefield. And AI is for some people super scary. To me, I think it's amazing, and I feel like anything that you do, you have to learn how to take what's there and adapt.
Yeah, and that's what my only kind of interaction with AI is, just the new AI tools with Photoshop, which are helpful in some scenarios.
Yeah.
But I haven't even delved too deep into that yet.
So what you're telling me is you're against the actors and you're against the writers.
Is that what you're saying?
And you are for AI taking over the world. Thanks a lot, Dave Brinko. T, what are you doing? You bringing over here? You got some corporate guy over here, corporate AI over here. Is this ChatGPT?
I didn't know.
Awesome, man. It's wild with these actors and everything. I wonder what's going to happen. Like, this is a battle.
Yeah.
Like, Fran Drescher is up there. Tom Cruise showed up at the picket line, like the guy.
Yeah.
Top of Scientology is right there saying, guys, we need to help these actors. And it goes all the way down to the whole studio set, to everybody, right? In a way.
Yeah, it really affects the whole industry. I'm not just a photographer. I work in, motion picture as well. So
Does these companies being in the stock market affect them, you think? Because now you always got to grow and answer to a shareholder, to where you just can't be like a movie studio that puts out awesome movies and you have a company that's strong, but sometimes the owner's not going to make as much, but they're set up to always make more and more. And the pinch that's held, inflation of rates and wages to a thing. Now that they can go to digital and not even like for downloads and clicks, like there's no things in the contracts for these actors and writers. to get residuals and stuff.
I know. It's
from streaming the same way they can from regular TV. They got to hope that TV picks it up one day so they can get some, future action in it.
It's like, and how do you control something like this?
Yeah. I mean, Napster, we were talking about that last night a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, look what Napster, it disrupted. It got shut down, changed to where you had to pay. And it became this business structure that slowly dissolved because it wasn't the same. It was this arc, hey, we're going to steal everybody's music, and share it with the world. But that file sharing world thing needed to connect. And music was a perfect avenue to do that because music's the universal language all across the world. And it's the one thing that will connect and everybody will partake in, and they did. Wow. T, you're a big part of that. Putting out music. We were stealing all your music on Napster probably too.
Cool.
T just gave me all his music.
Did he? Yeah, I got some too. I got a bunch of it over here. I want to hang all the CD covers and everything. Or if I ever do like a bar top here with for the podcast, like to redo the studio like we were talking about, I wanted to do one of those epoxy tops to where you had like photographs and artwork and all kinds of things sunken into the thing. So when you're all podcasting, you can see
bunch
all
of cool
the
Polaroids.
Dude, exactly. So I even would go online and pictures that we took, we throw up there just to, from family get-togethers and stuff like that. And I love that Polaroid style. It's awesome. It's kind of coming back a little bit.
It is.
It's like a trend thing a little bit, right?
And Polaroid has a really cool app that enables you to scan your Polaroids and add it to, digital photos.
And so you can catalog it better.
Yeah. And, and it's a really good kind of like, scanning app and works really well.
That gives me a question. T.
Yeah.
I've seen how you save your files. So I'm not asking you this question.
Okay.
Okay. Because I'm as bad as you are
all right.
at this. And I try. How do you catalog all these photos and save all this data? Because I'm right now, T's got me all set up with Apple stuff now. And I'm Appling it up. And I got these hard drives and jump drives with terabytes and terabytes. Because I'm recording podcasts trying to save. And I'm scared to jump into the video part of this because of how much, like how big of drive. I need Google Drives, like huge drives that save all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it?
Oh, that's interesting. You should ask that.
Cool.
Because just last week, I got smacked up with a hard drive failure.
Oh,
I just got a new, SSD to move the bulk of my image work onto to clear off my laptop because I needed space on the laptop for a job I had to do.
Yeah.
So, everything was fine. And then I went to access a folder and it was corrupted. I was like, oh
no.
And so then I started to proceed to the recovery process and ejected the drive and then went to go back to it and, it wouldn't mount.
Oh.
So anyway, it just kind of interrupted like several jobs at once. Very frustrating.
Hey guys,
but
little meeting.
But everything's fine. I got the drive at a recovery place. They're they're able to get off, so it's fine. But to answer you, it's like I have a crazy catalog that nobody could navigate but me.
Okay, so it would be the same.
It's a mad labyrinth.
Okay, so you're the same as all of us. Then me,
I could find everything, but I have terabytes and terabytes of drives.
When I went to go to T Studio, I'd walk in and I loved how he had that big screen set up right there with the whole. And he had this awesome like little setup with the Apple, thing and the touchpad, and it looks this all high tech stuff. But then when you look at the wallpaper, there's files just everywhere, and it's just like, wow, you got so much stuff. How do you organize all this? I'm the exact same way. And when I'm on this Apple, and it's like I was a PC person, I felt like I was pretty good at cataloging things. I'd burn them on CDs and put labels on them. I'm not. I'm having to use the cloud more. I got like OneDrives, Google Drives, Cloud Drives, GoPro Drives. It's cloud drives for Adobe, and it's files everywhere. Shared drives with galactic grams and stuff I'm doing with T, and
It's a lot.
it's a lot, man. It's hard to like my photos on my phone. It keeps back in the iTunes cloud, right? All these photos for years of having iPhones. When you get the new iPhone, you updates it, backs it all up. All those photos go right back on your phone. As the cloud syncs it and everything. I have some amazing photos. I got 20,000 of them probably. How do I go back and organize all these? It's a process, and companies try to help you do it.
Do it later.
Nothing's worked.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just push it off, and then I never access those awesome photos.
I always kind of just related everything to my Lego box as a kid. I had a big suitcase of mixed every Lego in this suitcase, and I probably bust that thing out every day and just start building shit.
Just out of nowhere.
Like, just,
Yep.
And that was my thing for a long time. And I know, there's, thousands of Legos in there, and I knew everything I had, and I knew everything I didn't have. I would just rake through the Legos. That was a constant sound in my house. Me raking through Legos.
Oh man, my friend Charlie would love to
all
hear
my
that
siblings. They always remind me of this. I still have that same Lego box too.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
My kid plays with it. We've added a lot of
My
Legos.
son's got Legos.
Legos and shit to it over the years, but it's just like I kind of relate everything to that.
Yeah.
With my files, and I just kind of
it's there.
throw it
You know
in.
where it's at.
I have my little crazy organizing systems, but nobody would ever make sense of it.
I can't tell you how many adjust the mic folders that I've made with variations, and how there's little bits and pieces on every piece of hardware I have in the drives. And I try to put them all and copy them into one spot, and somehow they stay there or copy. And then I got multiple copies all over the place. I'm a mess, man.
But I'm working on
That's
a
business team.
better system.
Right? It's what everybody's probably like that. I don't think anybody's perfect. Like that.
Always working on a better system.
Oh man. What else we got?
Bobsled.
Oh yeah, my favorite. I'm ready for this.
Bobsled.
So Dave was part of the Jamaican bobsled team. Was
That's
that where it
right.
was, T?
That's right. Yep.
I was just vacationing.
He was the egg.
Where
I
were
just
you, Dave?
woke up with them.
So, how are you all in Florida? But then you
Canada,
also have dog sled teams.
I don't have dog sled teams.
Do Iditarods and stuff.
Did it? Yep.
Did you hang out with Jack? Who are the guys up there in Alaska that did the movies?
Exactly.
Yeah. I went dog sledding once.
Oh, those guys.
I am Dave Brinko on the bobsled team.
I mean, it was an elaborate dog sledding trip, though. It wasn't just like an afternoon.
Yeah, it was rad. It was.
Dude, T, you
Like,
set it up like
thing.
he was just like Iditarod. Like he had his own pack of dogs that he was feeding salmon skin to, for months. Up in the Yukon.
It's kind of like that, though, right? I mean,
He said I went once. He said I went once.
oh, I'm just saying it was rad, right?
It was once for 5 days.
I love this because I was built up in my head from T. He fluffed you up.
I
to be
embellished
the
it,
best
right?
dog sledder this side of the Mississippi. Oh my god,
That's good.
You're such a sweetheart, T.
Hey, but he wiped out with the dog sled team, right?
Well, I did. Now,
Instantly go, oh, dude, remember when you almost died?
I did fall through the ice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was on the way out.
That's terrifying.
We, it was late in the season that I went. And we thought it would be a lot colder, but it was actually not much snow.
Paper thin ice.
No. The ice was pretty solid the whole time except for the end. And it was like really sketchy the whole time we were going across this slushy ass lake. And I was like,
the dogs are good.
The dogs are like really well trained and bred to be afraid of water to get out of the water.
Yeah.
And so they went through the ice first, and they got out pretty quickly. I had my whole camera case on top of the dog sled, so I was like,
"You're like dogs, keep my cameras on."
So the dogs,
you screaming at the dogs,
climbed out.
Cameras.
The dogs climbed out right away, and I stayed on the sled till the last second to shove it over the nose over the ice to get the sled out too. So they got the sled out right away, but I fell right in, up to my armpits. Yep. And so the ice, was falling away for a minute, and then, I was able to slide myself out like a walrus.
Like a walrus?
So,
hey, were there people with you?
Yeah, there was a guide, and
was he in the water?
And another friend that was.
Did
on,
his
on
ice
the
break
sled.
too?
No.
Why did only yours break?
He was ahead.
Okay,
and
so he broke it before he cracked it for you.
Yeah, he probably
Were you kind of rude? Were you rude to him earlier? Did you try to race him or anything? Was this like a competition where you were trying to pass him or something?
No.
Okay.
No.
He was getting it though, right?
What's happening over there?
He was going fast.
So
I love the voice thing. You should be one of the dogs right now.
Yeah.
Like, you really suck, dude. So you went for 5 days. I'm sorry, I just think a little less of you now, bro. I thought you were this professional bobsledder. Fucking dog sledder. No. And we went for 5 days, but that's got to be just where did you do it at? In Alaska? Or?
No.
Tampa.
Yeah. It's like it was in the Keys. It was
They were not dogs. They were dolphins.
Yeah, they were.
Hey, but
Poseidon's Adventure.
Dave
Should
wrote a story about
we talk about that?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you know what? He's right. You're right.
We can.
Okay. Yeah.
Dare you?
Bring it.
Dave's a writer.
Bring
He's
it.
always working on it.
Bring the info out of him.
I didn't write it, but
You told me you wrote it.
no, I came up with the concept of a movie about dolphins that rape people to death underwater in caves, and it's called Caves of Splendor.
Oh yeah,
and it's a horror comedy based on a real thing that really happens.
Kind of like the Dracula musical from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh no,
You guys could totally make that.
It's
actually it would be cool to do it with puppets.
Like you do
Now I think about
puppets
it.
with a piano. T, you're a pianist.
Hey,
You
but-
got this.
And
You
Dave and I have always wanted to do that state of the art puppet theater.
Dude.
But there's the film has been scripted,
Oh, wow.
but we haven't done anything with it yet.
Okay. Hey, but like if you guys fine tuned that bad boy and got it out there.
Yeah, we're we have a really gifted writer on
Okay.
it. My buddy Chris Glenn.
We need to talk to him too eventually because we got our news story that we're coming up with tonight.
So
with our claymation guys.
oh yeah.
So cool. What else we got?
Nose breathe.
we need to got anything coming up you want to plug, or anything, any cool projects you want to chat about, or social media stuff you want us to get into, or
Dogsledding.
Dogsleds.com.
Dogsleds.com.
Dogs hauling bobsleds.
So yeah, what's on the horizon for you?
So one cool project that I'm working on developing is a comedy series. I'm not going to say too much about it because we're still developing it.
Okay.
But the main character.
Is it a bobsled team?
It's not a bobsled team.
Dang. Wish it was.
Next series.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We got some ideas.
So, but the main character is based on myself, Dumpster Dave.
Oh, nice.
So,
Is it like we can't talk titles or anything, right?
not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Dude, I love this, dude. I loved having you on tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
I really
This
look
is
forward
really
to
fun.
us doing this more often.
Yeah, thank you
This
so
is
much.
my first podcast. As I was
Is it
telling you
really?
earlier. Yeah.
That's it's cool, man. It's a lot of fun. If you have things that you're interested in that you like to talk, I always like, you should do a podcast or even start one. They're so easy to do. I really want to upgrade to where, like, you being far away, us being able to throw like a Zoom up.
Oh, yeah.
And being
cool.
able to even do this from our own rooms and stuff, and then take the video once I get my storage and my organization skills better. I got a lot of the equipment and some GoPros and stuff to set up in here to do to do some video type of stuff. I'll be hitting you up too, because I know there's certain cameras out there that are really good for doing like video feeds and everything.
yeah.
Like, and you'll know that stuff, and maybe you can give us some
Yeah.
pointers.
I have a few suggestions I can make.
I would even I have like this little video thing up there I can show you. It's where you can cut to video 1, video 2, video 3, because eventually I want to set this up in here to have like 2 or 3 cameras.
Yeah. Like switchboard. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I've been dying to get some help on that. Maybe one day we can get you out here and show me something, or show me and T something, or give us a link of something that we can look at to help us.
Absolutely.
Do, because that's like the next stage that we haven't done on the podcast yet, and it's just because I haven't really wanted to dip my toes in the water yet because I don't know too much.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Be happy to help.
see what I just did to you? I just like cornered him on the air
I saw that.
to do hardcore work for me.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, it's the least he could do since he isn't a professional dog sledder.
We'll check back in on a follow up.
Yeah, such a prestigious podcast for a 5-day bobsledder or dog
Hey,
sledder.
he had a full beard when he did it. All right.
Was it a full beard? Are you sure?
Yeah.
No patches?
No,
Okay. All right.
I think there was some snow in it in one of the photos. So I think he was doing like a Clint Eastwood eye squint
it?
into
Okay.
There's a
You have a good squinty eye you got there?
yeah.
Okay.
Serious stuff.
So what's the website again?
It's evp.photo or eclecticviewphotographic.com.
Perfect. And we'll link that on this episode. And
Thank you.
Thank
we'll
you.
throw you on the website and all that stuff. And man, thank you so much, Dave, for joining T and I.
Well, thank you for
It
having
was
me,
good.
guys.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
it
It's
was
been a
great.
great time.
Colleen, I know there's some musician kind of other stuff you did photography wise. Like Colleen, next time we get you on, she's dying to ask you questions too.
Okay, sure.
So, and hope to see you again here real soon.
Yeah, I can't wait to come back.
All right, Dave.
All right.
Two
T.
nights in a row, man.
Checking in, checking out.
Great episodes.
Yep, man. Frank's gonna be coming in soon.
Yes, that's we need to talk to him. If you talk to him tomorrow, let's just find out what's a good day for him and let's just do it.
Okay.
Make it easy.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Blue, you want to say
you.
any closing words?
So yeah, all my dogs have just surrounded you the whole time, and you've talked to me this whole time and given the dogs equal attention. You've been throwing the ball for Butters, and then Blue comes up and get his attention, And then Butters comes right back. It's been flowing the whole time. It's perfect.
He had an AI get your stats up about how much attention you gave each one of them, right?
Exactly.
It was a pie chart.
Exactly. All right, guys.
Okay.
Have a good night.
We out.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.